If I'm fixing it, I'm filming it. Now, if you've watched my first video, I told you make sure your battery terminals are nice and tight against your battery post, as well as nice and clean before you proceed with anything. Make sure connections are tight the way they should be. And then we could properly start your vehicle with a battery starter / charger. Before you boost a vehicle, go to your owner's manual and see what they recommend in your owner's manual. Look under boosting your car battery. These are only guidelines. There are several different ways to boost a battery, but follow your manufacturer's recommendations in the owner's manual. On some vehicles, let's say you can't even get to your battery. Battery's underneath the seat or it's in the rear trunk. And I've seen that before. So what manufacturers give you is something like a cover where you've got your positive post there. And then a grounding area for your ground clamp. That's where you would hook those up to boost your vehicle. So again, every vehicle is different. And so you have to, once you open up your vehicle owner's manual, it'll tell you how to boost your vehicle and it'll tell you where to put your cables. Hopefully this happens to you when you're in your own garage, because I'm going to show you a couple of ways of boosting your own battery if you're in your garage. And this is a battery charger / booster. So it'll actually start a vehicle if needed. So what we want to do is make sure it's unplugged. Go to your vehicle and put this on your battery. Positive to positive, negative to negative. Give it a good wiggle. Make sure you got good connections. Make sure nothing's touching each other. And then I would go over here and select your 12 volt 200 amp. That'll be enough to start the vehicle, that's for sure. Then I would do is go plug it in, go to your vehicle and crank it, see if it'll start. If it doesn't, give it maybe 30 seconds. Give it a try again. And you should feel your starter turning faster now that it's getting full juice. Once your vehicle is started, get outside and unplug this. Unplug your cord so this has no power, and then safely remove your battery clamps off your battery terminals. Okay, that's one way with the big box. So now, let's start your vehicle with this one. This is a lot smaller of a box, but it still has the capability of starting a smaller vehicle. So, again, make sure it's unplugged. Hook this up to your battery, positive to positive, red to red, black to black, negative. Make sure you move it a little bit. You've got good contact. And then go to your battery charger / booster. Make sure you're on 12 volt. And you want to move it all the way over to where it says 70 amp. You also want to be able to move this over to your start. Now, plug it in. Go to your vehicle and see if it'll turn over. See if it'll start. Again, if it doesn't quite start, maybe give it 20-30 seconds. See if it'll start again. If it doesn't, one more time. But that's about it. Just because you're putting a lot of amps in it, and it should start within a couple of times. If not, well then your battery is really dead, really bad. Your best bet is you're going to have to remove it and go get a new battery. But again, when you go out and you buy a battery charger / booster, you don't have to get the Big Daddy here, but get something maybe like this guy here. You know, this is a 70 amp start. So it should be enough to start a lot of smaller vehicles, smaller trucks. That way you have a more useful tool in the garage. Well, this is called a booster cable, and this is what you're going to need to start your vehicle if you are out in some parking lot and you don't have access to a battery starter / charger and you need to start your vehicle. You get what you pay for, so if you can afford, at least get battery cables that are nice and long. For example, let's say you are in a parking spot and your vehicle nose is parked up against a building and there's 2 vehicles on either side of you. You better have long booster cables, so if a person comes behind you to help gives you a boost, you have long enough cables to reach from your front of your car all the way to the back of your car to where his car is for his battery. So if you can't afford a really heavy duty gauge, a gauge is the thickness of the wire, the smaller the number, the better the battery cable, can try to find the longest possible battery cables you can get. So they really help if I'm somehow jammed in between 2 vehicles and a vehicle cannot get right beside me to boost me. At least I have that distance. So really helpful if you can. If you can't, well, you're just going to have to realize the shorter the cable, that means the closer the vehicle battery has to be to your battery. But let's get started and I'll show you how to boost a vehicle. So I don't have another vehicle to demonstrate, but let's pretend this is the good vehicle. He's pulled up right beside you. He or she is going to help you. So, after they've pulled up to you, make sure the vehicles are not touching in any manner. They cannot touch each other. It's not good. Next thing you want to do is shut that vehicle off. Shut the good vehicle off. Next you want to make sure your vehicle has nothing on, your bad vehicle. No air conditioning, no heater, no radio. Turn all that stuff off. Just makes it easier when you want to boost your battery. You're not trying to run a whole bunch of stuff. Next thing you want to do is grab your booster cables. Stretch them out. Make sure nothing is touching. No terminals are touching each other, okay? Now what you want to do, you want to hook up the bad battery first, okay? So the first thing we want to do is hook up your negative. And your positive. Okay, again, make sure nothing is touching anything, especially the positive. It cannot be touching any of your body, any of your ground, anything, okay? So right now we have the dead battery hooked up. We now go to the good battery, the good vehicle, and hook it up. And you want to hook up the negative first. Then the positive. Give it a good, make sure you got good contact. Everything looks safe, everything looks good. Go to your good vehicle now and start it. Okay, so the good vehicle is started. What you want to do now is go to your vehicle, the bad vehicle, and see if it'll start. It should sound a little bit better turning over because you've got an extra battery here giving you a boost. So hopefully it'll start on the first time. If it doesn't, maybe wait about 30 seconds, a minute, and then try it again. Your battery should start. Your vehicle should start. If it doesn't, go one more time, 1 more minute, okay? Leave the good vehicle running. Everything's turned off on your end. You've got the ignition key off. So let it try to charge for another minute. And hopefully turn your bad vehicle on and hopefully it'll start. Once you get everything started and running, what you want to do is now shut off your good vehicle. Shut that off. And then remove the post. And do it in reverse order, okay? Positive, negative. Get that off, put that on the ground, or have someone hold it so it doesn't touch the vehicle and they don't touch each other. Now go to your vehicle and carefully remove the positive and the negative. Your vehicle is still running. Do not shut it off. Okay, so what you want to do now is thank your friend or the person that stopped to help you boost your battery. Wrap up your booster cables, close your hood, and get home or get to a garage, a safe place. Do not turn off your vehicle because it might not start again. So try to get to where you have to right away. I'm going to have to show you how to replace your battery. So obviously don't trust it again, especially in this cold Alberta weather where it's minus 30 below with the wind chill minus 40. Replace that battery. Batteries are cheap, and I'm going to show you how to do that in part 3. And here is a third option for boosting your battery. You can either do it by your charger, by cables and another vehicle, or a booster pack. Very handy to have. There you go. Grab the booster cables. So again, this is another handy item to have. Especially if there's no one around, you don't have booster cables, no one to help you with another vehicle, you get one of these guys. And basically it's a battery pack. This thing does a few things, but the main thing to do is it'll boost your vehicle. A booster pack. There you go. So they're pretty intelligent, but you still want to be careful with them. See, they're pretty short leads, so let's see. Hey. Negative on first, then the positive. There we go, so it's good to go. Go to your vehicle, start it up. And it'll go alternating. But yeah, great idea to have these booster packs. You never know when you're all by yourself. This is the only thing. I have one in most of my vehicles. They're great to have. Yeah, I think they're around, $80 Canadian price, probably cheaper elsewhere in the United States or whatever, but they're nice to have. Another option. I've included a little cheat sheet of the instructions on how to boost your vehicle. But again, remember, go to your owner's manual and follow their recommendations. If you have an older vehicle or a vehicle that didn't come with an owner's manual, maybe Google it, see if you can find some information, or these are guidelines only. They've never failed me, but again, every vehicle is different. So I've just given you a step-by-step instead of watching my video. What you could do is snapshot this on your phone and then print it out, or just always keep it with you, and hopefully that will get you out of a jam.